Uranus is stationary today. It has been going forward, and now it's going to go back for a good while, a few months. When any planet is stationary, its effect is magnified. It just slows down for a while and then stops and goes the other way. And in that few-day period of stationary placement, we have Uranus exaggerated. Now, Uranus as an outer planet is extraordinarily powerful. So anyone with a stationary Uranus in their horoscope would be noticeable for their Uranus qualities. So examples include Abraham Lincoln, Elvis Presley, Lady Gaga, Charles Darwin. These people brought new ideas, a new way of seeing things one way or another, whether it's musical or political or scientific. You've also got John F. Kennedy and Napoleon, whose political attitudes brought new ideas in. The French Revolution, was around that time of Napoleon. Napoleon was like an echo of the French Revolution. So we have this Aquarius principle, this Uranus energy, really strongly emphasized by these individuals that show you what a Uranus station is like. It's going to be different in how it comes out, and we study that difference in great depth and detail with the Sabian degree. And we have talked of this frequently recently. The 19th degree of Taurus is really being emphasized during this month or so, because we've had the node crossing that point, we've had Mars crossing that point in conjunction with Uranus, and now we've got Uranus stationary at that point. It could not be more emphasized than it is. So we do need to look at what 19 Taurus is. And I'm going back here, I'm going to read from Mark Edmund Jones. Normally when I read from a book, it's from my own writing, but Mark Edmund Jones was the key initiator of the study of Sabian symbols back in the day, 1925. And his work needs to be carefully thought about. It's not easy reading, but it's good. Taurus 19, a newly formed continent. This is a symbol of the raw substance of existence, and it suggests that experience may shape its own ground in full conformity with its desires. Inherent in the symbolism is an awareness of the constant reworking of all reality through the course of successive overall cycles, and it dramatizes the fact that man reestablishes himself continuously within the lineaments of each new realization of his powers and of the opportunities of his world. The key word is originality. It's strong stuff. And here again, I want to emphasize the word originality does not apply only to Uranus today. Uranus is absolutely to do with originality, and here we have it in the Sabian symbol, which Mark Edmund Jones himself describes as originality. It's in the expression, the 5-degree batch of Sabian symbols called awakening. Something is happening now. We may not be able to identify it because big things change and we don't know that they're big things until much later. But something big is happening. The raw substance of reality, he said. That's quite a phrase, isn't it? Let me just get it right. The raw substance of existence, suggesting that our desires may shape its own ground in full conformity with itself. Whatever you desire creates an energy, a force into the world. Now, if you're not strong in your desire nature, then that force is not as strong. If you're not as clear about what you want, then the force is dissipated. So if you actually focus, as Uranus does, on a very definite thing that I want now, specifically that, nothing else now, a lightning flash. A lightning does not generally approach the world. It specifically targets a given tree or something. It's very, very specific Uranus energy. And here we have it in shaping reality in physical form. This won't necessarily be a comfortable experience. Usually people like what they've got. They want it to continue. And I think we need to look carefully now at that part of ourselves. What is it that we're grasping onto that's actually not serving us? There aren't many things to consider. All we ever do is we live and we have relationships and we go to work and we have a family and we got a spiritual side and so on. That's about it, really. Now, if you look at those things, are you in the right relationship? Are you in the right occupation? Is your relationship with your kids going well? Are you on track for a spiritual realization, which you probably have been considering because the North Node is part of all of this phenomenon of the 19th degree of Taurus? These are questions that are going to come up now. And it's going to be made physical. It's a Taurus thing. So we're not just talking about the realm of ideas now. We're talking about taking these ideas into form. And a wise friend of mine says that he associates Uranus in Taurus with Nazism. And it was around at that time before, when the idea is given form. And this is what Uranus does anyway, let alone in the 19th degree of Taurus. And the idea of controlling things the way you want them to be brings you into a tyrannical dogmatism. That's why he's associated with the Nazis, because they have this idea and they must make it so in Taurus. Taurus wants to ground things. So we have to be careful that the ideas that we're trying to ground, in other words, our desire, is going to be okay. When we ground it, we're going to break habits, our own habits, but also the habits of people around us who actually want their life to continue the way it's going. So as we change ourselves on this Uranian level, we suddenly want something different from what we wanted yesterday. And we'll have it because it's in Taurus. And it's in Taurus 19, so it's an awakening experience. We're building new continents. We don't know what that will look like, and it takes millennia to determine what a continent is doing. So something right now of that level of significance is stressed, underlined, made into something physical. And it's probably happening to you. It might even be happening by you. If you're highly conscious and you can use this energy for magical purposes, then it's a time for the most profound spell making. If you operate on that magical level, then you want to ground a really strong vision. Get it now, get it down, write it down, and make somebody else aware of it. Just bring it into form. Don't leave it in your head. If you've got something that you really want to create, Uranus Station is the time when you're going to be able to access intelligence that you're not normally able to. And it only lasts a few days, so get on with it.